1 month has passed, and with that, a few readathons passed, but fear not, because I'll be participating in more readathons in September. September is a great month, not only because it's my birthday month, but also because, I don't know, it's sort of like a new beginning. Like, usually I would have started school by now, but I'm no longer in school. I still like September. So today I will share my September TBR. It's really exciting because once again I plan on participating in multiple readathons. 3 readathons. 2 are like high-key participation and 1 is more of a low-key participation. I will start by speaking about one of the readathons and the TBR for that one. First of all, I plan on participating in Beccas Bookoplathon. I participated in her 48-hour Bookoplathon that she hosted in June. I'm very excited for this month-long readathon which she will be hosting. I already did my roles. I did them like over a week ago. I was so excited I couldn't help myself, so I already know the prompts, but it took me some time to figure out what books to read for each prompt. If you don't know, Becca is a booktuber and every month she plays a game in order to decide her TBR of the month. And that game is based on Monopoly. She calls it Bookopoly, and she has created a Bookopoly board for this month, for this specific readathon, which is very exciting. I started out with 5 rolls, and the thing with Bookopoly is that if you throw a double, you have to add a roll to the game. My first roll was an 11, which landed me on the prompt disability representation. I went to the Discord channel for this readathon in order to ask recommendations of a book that fits this prompt. I was recommended Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling. I'm not too sure what this one is about because I had never heard about it before. From what I know, it's a middle grade book about a girl with no arms, and when she moves across states she has to start a new school and she befriends one of her classmates, and then this book sort of turns into like a mystery. This is available on Scribd. I'm excited to read it. We'll see how it goes. Following that roll I threw a 6, which landed me on Community Shelf. Now Community Shelf is one of those like where you grab a card. I had a list of prompts that I had written for another purpose previously. So I had a list of 20 prompts and I used a random number generator to pick a prompt from that list. The prompt that was chosen for me was audiobook, and for this I will be listening to The Poetics by Elizabeth Acevedo. The book is written in verse and I've heard that it's very good to listen to as an audiobook. I don't know too much what it's about, but I know it's a very hyped and popular book. I was in a bit of a audiobook slump, so I hope that because this one is short and this one is supposedly really good as well, it might help me with that. I think it's about a girl writing poetry and kind of using that to find her voice. Following that I rolled a 10, which landed me on the prompt water on the cover. So I need to read a book that has water on the cover, and I thought about this a bit and then I got the perfect one because I recently borrowed this book from my library. It's Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Obens, and as you perhaps can see, there's water on the cover. There's someone in like a boat or like a canoe. So I think this will be great for that prompt. And also I need to return this by October, so it's perfect timing for me to read it in September. I don't know that much. This is some sort of mystery taking place in the late 60s, early 70s, about some girl. And that's about it. It has great ratings on Goodreads. Those that have read it seems to love it. So I'm hopeful. And then following I rolled an 8, which landed me on Friend Pick. So what I did was that I sent this photo to one of my friends on Snapchat and told her to pick a book for me to read in September. Now, what she picked was the Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer. I have this very stunning copy of this classic Greek, I don't know even what book. This is stunning. I think it's like a Barnes & Noble collectible or something like that. It has these golden edges, stunning cover, like it's so beautiful. Yes, it was a cover by definitely a cover buy. I wanted to buy the Iliad and the Odyssey either way, but then I saw this edition and yeah. The thing is, it's thick. And I'm also counting on the language being a bit difficult. Like, I'm happy that I'm finally getting to reading it, because it's been intimidating me, but I was also kind of upset with my friend there for a while. But I think I will be doing this. Since this is technically 2 books, the Iliad and the Odyssey, my main focus will be on reading only the Iliad, which is about half the book or even more. I think that's fair. Following that, I rolled a 3, which is most recent purchase. And this one is quite good actually. I recently made an order from Book Depository, which I never ordered from before. But I wanted to try it out. I ordered a few books. In that order I bought A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. Now this is quite a new book. I believe it's a debut novel as well. It's a part of a duology and it's inspired by West African folklore or myths. And the story is about a guy whose sister is kidnapped. In order to get her back, he strikes a deal. He has to assassinate the crown princess of Siren in exchange for his sister's freedom. Now this crown princess, she's also on sort of a quest on her own. Basically, these 2 characters, Malik and the crown princess, whose name is Karina, basically have to destroy one another, but in the process they might end up catching feelings, and we all know I enjoy a story like that. Assassin's Curse, anyone? Assassin's Curse? Yes. People that try to kill each other fall in love? Yes. Good story, yes. Assassin's Curse. Read it, it's good. I'm the only one who talks about it. That's okay, that's life. So, for Beccas Bookoplathon, I didn't roll any doubles. Everyone seems to have been so played by Bookopoly, and everyone got double rolls and things like that. I didn't. I'm here. I have 5 books to read for this readathon. Although one of them is the Iliad. Thank you, Steffi. Other than that, seem quite fine. As I said, I'll be participating in 2 other readathons as well. The second one is the Bratz Readathon. In the Bratz Readathon, I'm in team Jasmine. I think she was my favorite when I was younger. And I've tried to fit the prompts to the books I already will be reading, but I'll just go through them again. One of the prompts is to read a Latinx own voices book, and for this one I will be reading the Poetics, or listening to the Poetics by Elizabeth Acevedo, since it is a Latinx book. I'm not too sure about the own voices. When I searched for it on Google, it did seem like it was an own voices, so I'll be counting it towards that. For the prompt of reading a book with a crown on the cover, I will be reading The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. This is the 3rd book in the Folk of Air trilogy about the Fey world. The first one is The Cruel Prince, second one is The Wicked King. I've talked about them before, and this is the final book. And I really want to get to it. I want to finish this series. I want to know what happens. And as we can see, there's some sort of crown on it, so it's perfect. Then there's the prompt to read a book with an animal on the cover. And for this one, I will actually be reading one of the books that I'm already currently reading. I thought about reading An Ember in the Ashes, because it's a book I really want to get to. And there's a specific read-along for this book as well in the month of September. But I think I have to prioritize the books that I'm currently reading. I'll either be reading The Life of Pi by Jan Martel, because it has a tiger on the cover and I think about 10% through, or I'll be reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is only the dust jacket, but this is the Hunger Games prequel, and I think I'm about 30% through that one. So either one of those 2 will be for that one. Then there's the group book, which is The Henna Wars, which sounds really interesting. It's about a Muslim girl coming out to her family and falling in love in another girl. But I can't really find this book anywhere, or I have to order it, and I'm not really in the mood to spend more money on books at the moment. Give me a couple of weeks and I might change my mind. But currently I don't really want to spend money on books, so I won't prioritize this book. If I have time by the end of the month and I feel like buying a new book, I might buy this one either as an ebook or order it or something like that. And then there's a prompt to read a book with romance in it. And I do think that multiple of the books I'll be reading can count towards this prompt. A Song of Wraiths and Ruin will probably be able to count as a book with romance in it. Same goes for Where the Crawdads Sings. But just in case, I have another book in mind for this one. And it's a book I ordered from my library, and I just got the email that it's my turn to pick it up now. And I did order this one ironically. It's A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I've never read this series before. I never read a Sarah J. Maas book before, but I know it's a thing. And I kind of want to understand it. I want to be a part of the Twitter jokes. That's the main thing. I want to be a part of the Twitter jokes and understand what the hell's going on. It's some sort of Beauty and the Beast retelling, but not really. It's what you would expect of like YA fiction, YA fantasy from like 5 years ago, or whenever it was published, I guess. I think I can have quite a good time reading it though, like for laughs. Another backup for the romance, if I don't feel like reading Akotar, is the Bromance book club. We have a guy who's trying to save his marriage by joining a book club held by guys that reads romance. Basically, he's trying to save his marriage because they're having some issues, like in bed, and his approach to this is like, oh, I need to fix this. I need to learn about romance from romance books. If this is not the perfect plot, then what is? If a guy joining a book club just to learn how to woo his woman is not the plot for you, then I don't know you. And then the third and final readathon is the Mamma Miathon. The Mamma Miathon is a readathon completely based on the Mamma Mia movies, the songs and the characters. And here I will be in the team The Dynamos. And the reason I chose this team is mainly because I felt like I could apply the prompts to the books I already plan on reading. I don't remember the names of the songs which the prompts correlates to, unfortunately. One of the prompts is to read a book with friendship. And for this one I will be counting the book of insignificant events in the life of a cactus. Because as I said, it's about a girl moving to a new school and becoming friendly with one of her classmates. And that's friendship, that counts. For the prompt of reading a popular or hype book, I will be reading the Poetics. As I mentioned, Elizabeth Acevedo's books are quite popular. I've heard great things about the Poetics. New angle again. I move my camera. If you're wondering why my pillows keep switching places, it's because I use them to focus, pile them on each other in order to focus the camera, and then I put them back. Then we have read a book with a famous character. And what else might be so perfect for this one then? The Iliad. So the Iliad, and perhaps the Odyssey, I'm not sure if it's just one of them or both. These books are about the Trojan War. You know, the one with the fake horse.
Whose horse is that?
And one of the characters in this one is Achilles. That's a famous character, so that's why I will be counting this book to that one. And I believe featuring this book in 2 readathons will motivate me even more. And then we have read a book with romance or smut in it. I can count multiple books towards this one, honestly. I will probably count The Queen of Nothing to this one, or I might count A Court of Thorns and Roses if I read that one. I could also count it to, as I mentioned before, A Song of Grace and Ruin. There are multiple options for me on this one. It will kind of depend on my mood and what I actually get to reading, I guess. Then we have read a book with a rating of 3.4 stars or lower on Goodreads. The books that are lowest rated on my want to read are ARCs. An ARC is an advanced reader's copy, which is basically a copy of a book that has not yet been released. The reason why you're given an ARC is basically because the publishing company want you to hype up the book, and you can actually get books off of NetGalley as well. It's super easy. I watched a couple of YouTube videos before I started requesting books off of NetGalley. You do sort of have to motivate why they should give you an ARC, a copy of the book. A video that really helped me to get introduced to NetGalley and helped me with the formulation of my biography and such is A Beginner's Guide to NetGalley by Michaela Kennedy, and I will link her video down below. I have a bunch of ARCs now on NetGalley, free books, yay, that I have not actually started reading yet. I plan on doing a video in the future featuring ARCs that I've read. Because, as I said, if you get to read an ARC, of course you should talk about it and share it. You're getting a book for free, you should do something for it, right? The books that are the lowest rated on my Goodreads TBR are ARCs. And I believe that this might be because not so many people have read it yet. And I have 2 ARCs with the same rating, which are 2.97. And I'm one of those that share an opinion that 3 stars aren't necessarily a bad rating, right? I give 3 stars to books I enjoy. Maybe I didn't necessarily connect to the book or relate to the book and the characters and so on. Or I was just confused by it or things like that. So it doesn't mean that it's a bad book. So the ARC I will be reading, The Book Weaver's Daughter by Malavika. I don't know that much about this book. What I know is that it's short and that it's being released soon So the sooner I read it, the better. I forgot to mention that another reason why I want to read A Song of Raisin Ruin is because it's the September's book club pick for the Unfriendly Black Hotties book club. I've never taken part in a book club pick before, but I thought that this could be quite fun. So anyone interested in the readathons, I will be leaving all of the announcement videos and links in the description box below, so please check those out. There's tons of work going into hosting a readathon, so just please share and support. With that, I think that's this video. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Please check out my other videos if you feel like it. I'm so excited to be back home. I'm ready to start filming more things. I have so many ideas of different videos I want to get to, and I want to expand on the content I'm making. I even just ordered a gimbal as a birthday gift to myself, so I'm hoping to be able to utilize that one more in my filmmaking. I think September will be great. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. I should have planned this better. Why am I out of breath?
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes